Hello Sharks, my name is Dave Mayer and my company is Clean Bottle. I'm here today seeking $60,000 in exchange for 5% of the company. Like pretty much everyone these days, I use a water bottle. And they're great. You don't have to spend a fortune on bottled water, and it's just the right thing to do for the environment. But these bottles all have one major problem. You can't get to the bottom of them to clean them out. So every 2 weeks that go by, I'd open my bottle, it looked like a science experiment gone wrong. It's full of mold, it smelled disgusting. The last thing I want to do is drink out of this thing. So one day, it hit me. And that's when I came up with the Clean Bottle. It's the world's only bottle that unscrews from the bottom, as well as the top. So you can get in there, clean it out, air dry it so it doesn't get nasty in the first place, and the nozzle comes out, so you can clean that out as well. So I launched the product about a year ago, and I didn't have a lot of money to market it, so I had to get creative. I went to the biggest bike race in the world. Check out what I did.
And if you look to the side there, you'll see a giant bottle running along.
That's fantastic.
That thing is literally everywhere. I mean, this guy must be exhausted. He's waiting for the fans now, poor fella.
That is great. Talk about guerrilla marketing.
Yes. Let me ding ding. Let me talk about that for a second. Okay. First off, let me just take a sip out of my lttstore.com water bottle there. Guerrilla marketing, being able to think outside the box, go and do something different, and get your message in front of people, get those eyeballs is imperative, especially when you don't have a huge budget, right? So, he had enough budget to get the costume, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere that's going to get a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs. And I mean, look, it worked, right? Like, look at Damon's face over there, right? Like, they're all like Kevin's laughing, because it works and it makes you think about something that you didn't know anything about prior. So I think that is awesome. I love the idea of the being able to unscrew the bottle from the bottom. In fact, I think I have one or two of these laying around somewhere, or I did at some point. This is from season 3, episode 1 of Shark Tank. So we're going back in the catalog a little bit, so we can get through some of the requests that I've been having down in the comments below. Like Shivanath, I'm not sure if I said your name right. I hope I did. Said, love your channel and content, fellow CEO here, and I love how you break down the business aspects of the pitch. Thank you so much. That is absolutely who I'm doing this for. The people that want to say, negative things or shut up and get out of the way, guess what? It doesn't bother me because you're not my audience. People like him are my audience, and they get it because they are here to improve themselves. They are here to be the super entrepreneur and bring it out of themselves and the people around them like I am. So that's why we're here. That's why we're breaking down this pitch. That's why we're talking about marketing. That's why we're talking about sales. That's why we're talking about the business operation and the numbers and the analytics and all of that, all wrapped up into one here on the Super Joe Pardo channel. Ding, ding. All right, so I love this. I am definitely a fan. Stick around to the end because we're gonna check out his website, see what he's been up to now, since this was back in like 2012, I think, or something like that.
To show you the running holder, I know you ran the New York Marathon. A lot of people run with water, as you know.
This is a very clever idea.
Thank you.
You got any sales?
I launched the product in May, right before the Tour de France.
Right.
Since then, I've sold $750,000 worth of bottles.
How many units is that, Dave?
About 150,000 units.
Nice. Ding, ding.
We're in every single retailer that matters.
It's so simple. It's one of those ideas that when you showed it to me, my first thought was, of course, why didn't all the bottles start this way?
Now, look, before they get, why don't all the bottles have but I see, and I've talked about this in the Lark water bottle, which if you haven't watched that video, go check that out, get subscribed and go check that video out. But, you just put some soap in there and you give it a good shake, and then you dump it out, rinse it a couple of times, and dry it out. It's not that big of a deal, but I still think that it's a different way of looking at it. Though if I do remember correctly, having the clean bottle, a couple things that I didn't like is I drink a lot of water, so I got the 40 ouncer from LTT store, but I didn't like. I think we get it cross-threaded. I think the bottom, if I remember correctly, was easy to get cross-threaded. So it wasn't as bulletproof from like a leaking standpoint as I would probably prefer it to be.
Your mascot looks like he's about 7'18".
You guys should meet him.
I am the clean bottle boy. Ride clean or die.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Bill Walton, that's so
Champions ride
cool.
clean. Losers, they ride dirty.
Who is that? Bill Walton's like one of the all-time greatest centers in NBA history.
How would you get a superstar like this?
I saw him at a basketball game, and I knew that he was a cyclist.
And you just went up to him?
I went up to him, and nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Bill, are you part of this deal in some way other than appearing
No,
here today?
I'm just a fan, and I'm a user, and I'm a believer.
That is awesome when you can find somebody that is in a space and they're just like, look, I just love the product. I love that it enhances my life, that it makes life a little bit easier to get the bottle clean. That kind of stuff. Those are the kinds of partnerships that you should be looking for with your own business to get any kind of endorsement. It doesn't have to be the biggest name in the world, but like even a local big name, having that come to your side. In fact, we were down in Ocean City, New Jersey, a handful of weeks ago, and my boy Paul, who I don't think's been on this channel yet, he went and got shaved ice, and one of the names was like Nor'easter Nick. Ding ding, shout out to Nor'easter Nick. And I was like, oh, does he come here all day? He's like, dude, I just work here. He's like, I've worked here for like 4 years. Never seen Nick here. I'm like, oh, wow. But apparently he's friends with the owner of who owns the stand. So. But it lends such credibility to that, to your product. And like, I would say that the credibility starts with like, hey, he went to the bicycle race. He got on TV, it made a big splash. It was a simple product. It's a simple product to understand and all that. So I being able to have that local credibility to your business is paramount.
Dave, tell us the economics. Okay, you've sold 150,000 units. That's $5 a pop, right?
That's right.
Did you make any money on the 750,000?
In the last 12 months, we made 118,000.
Why aren't you just investing that so you don't need 60,000? You keep your 5% equity.
118,000. We're using a lot of that money. We're about to take out the tools for the stainless steel bottle. That's $68,000. I need to eat. I have a family, 2 kids, and then I want strategic investors.
Dave, you understand my skepticism. Great presentation. Love the tall guy.
I am the clean bottle boy.
The tall guy. Come on, man. Be a little more respectful, Robert.
Big man, but it's 60,000. You're asking for 60.
For 5%. You're here to make one of us work for you because you're only offering us 5%.
I'm greedy, just like you guys. I don't want to give away 2 arms, cut off 2 arms, when you only have to cut off 1 pinky. $60,000 is 5%. I'm willing to negotiate. If you guys want to go up more, if you believe in the product, you believe in the vision, we can have that conversation.
So Dave, here's what I think about you. I think you're smart, you're slick, you're greedy, and it's offensive. And I can't wait to be your friend and partner.
All right, thanks.
But it has to be worth it for me. Now you're offering for $60,000 5%, but I would want 25%.
Okay. So
$60,000 is not gonna get you there. I mean, on 750,000 in sales so far. It sells itself, and Dave is willing to do what it takes to get there. There's no need for him to give away 25% of his business to get to a stainless steel water bottle concept. I just don't see that.
At Goldman Sachs for 2 years, all I did was valuation. That's just the wrong outcome for me. I mean, $60,000 for 25%. Is that what you said?
You know what? You know why?
So $240,000 is how you're valuing the company?
Well, I'm not valuing the company. I'm valuing my time. 5% is not enough for me to get out of bed.
How much would it take?
25%.
Right. So let's get the dollar value up here. I mean, it's definitely worth more than $60,000.
Are there any other offers?
I'll give you $100,000 for 0 equity and 50 cents of every bottle you sell in perpetuity.
there you go, Mr. Wonderful, with the deal of a lifetime, literally for life. Okay, so he gets you can't. That's not a good deal for Dave. He giving up 50 cents forever is per bottle. It's just not worth it. Like for 100, I mean, Dave could go and take a loan, and get 40, 50, $1,000. He really wants a partner, but 5%, it's just not there. I think if he could try to get somebody to go for like 10%, I don't know that he owns 100% of the business. It sounds like he probably does or did at the time. And Dave, speaking straight to you, man, I'd love to have you here on the Super Joe Pardo channel and give an interview about your time in Shark Tank and what's been going on since then. I mean, we're going to check out your website after this, but love to have you here. $100,000 for 0% and 50 cents forever. Not a good deal. And he knows it. Like, I mean, look at the look on his face. Dave knows that's not gonna get it done.
I respect your offer, but I think to siphon off cash at the time when we're growing the quickest, I don't think you would advise anyone to do that deal.
No, it's not even just the time that you're growing the quickest. Literally, in general, that's just a bad play for $100,000. Like, that's just a bad play.
What you need is capital to buy inventory.
I'm here not just for the money. God's honest truth, I'm here for you guys. It's advice. It's getting on the phone once a month. Let's have some coffee. Let's talk.
You know what is such a turnoff for me in this deal? 5%. It feels offensive to me.
Would you have taken 5% for Facebook? So don't discount that.
Okay, so that is super confidence talking, Dave. Absolutely, I love it. But not every company is going to end up being Facebook, and yeah, it's not. It's just not. So I don't think that that is the play, unless you. I mean, I don't know if he stated that he had a patent. Maybe he did or didn't. But like, if you had a patent on that, and you could just like license that technology, that patent out to all these other companies that already make water bottles. All of a sudden the sky opens up and you don't have to be, the water bottle. You just have to be there to protect it. And in which case, Mr. Wonderful might be the way to go.
Well put.
It's funny Robert says well put, but like, I don't know, 10 seasons later, 11 or 9 seasons later, he's like, I'd love to own 1% of Apple or Uber, but that, not every company becomes it. And that's true. I don't see it. I don't see it. Damon had no problem offering up, his services for 25%. I think that the money needs to be a lot more there, more in line with. Oh man, I mean that's what was it, like a $1.2 million valuation, if I'm doing the math right in my head. Yeah, definitely needs to be more than 60. So at that point it'd be 120. So maybe even for like 180,000 for 25%. I think would be a closer get.
I'm not offended by the low percentage ask because you're not asking for a lot of money. I think you were dead on when you evaluated Kevin's offer. He's taking cash flow out of a business, which is like sucking blood out of a business when it's starting out.
I think that's what you do when you
can't
take
do
equity. You're stealing his company.
Damon is valuing your entire company at $240,000.
I'm valuing my time. Now I can change the offer if you and I don't have to speak, and it's just an investment.
That's so disrespectful. I mean, the guy's a nice guy. Why wouldn't you help the guy?
It's not about helping, it's about time.
I mean, it's always
Here's my offer.
It's always about time, right? We can make more money, right? We can make, but we can also make more time with that money by spreading out responsibilities to other people, like hiring team members and things. But him saying that, like, to me, it just seems so short-sighted. You're on a TV show to invest in companies, and all of those people are looking up to you. And I just don't agree that, like, oh, well, he's not going to, he's not going to get that much of my time. And at $60,000, he's, it's not that big of to Damon, that's not that great of an investment, amount of money of an investment for, I don't know. It's just not it just isn't that. If it was $600,000, like, okay, I get that, right? Like, you're over $500,000. Like, you want to make sure that money's coming back to you. But at $60,000, it's just not enough money. That I mean, my worry is that Damon wouldn't care enough. Period. Is because you're in 25. Even at 25%, it's like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you chalk it up to ultimately becomes a write-off.
$60,000 for 10%.
There you go. See, now that ding. Now that is an opportunity. So Robert's $60,000 for 10%. I think he's going to probably want some more money, get to that $120,000, or at least $100,000, maybe even 90, to just make it more, sweeten the deal and make it more valuable to him, and so he can put some money in his pocket for the percentage that he's giving up.
Mark,
over the I should say over the $60,000 that he was looking for the bot, to create the bottle.
You $60,000 for 8%.
Okay.
Because I see the vision and I see where you can go, and I think it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Final offers, everyone? All the offers in?
I'll give you $60,000 for 5%.
Okay.
Your original ask. I mean, I don't own
right.
a basketball team, but I have a lot of connections in the sports world. I spent last weekend biking with Lance Armstrong and Stephen Bauer. I'm happy to take 5%.
Well, that name didn't. The Lance Armstrong name didn't age too well there.
It's a bit of a flyer. I'll give you the $60,000, exactly what you asked for.
Dave, I think you have two very good offers on the table, so I'm going to retract my offer. I'm out.
And just to clear the deck, this just isn't my type of business. I'm out.
Dave, time for you to make a decision. What do you want to do?
It's gonna be time. I mean, I think you have to go with Mark, even at the 8%. All right, let's fast forward here.
$1,000 for 5%.
They really know how to drag this out.
So I offered you exactly what you asked for.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Mark,
Yeah, he's worth an extra
I know it's a big
3%.
ask. $60,000 for 6%. That's $1 million valuation. We've almost done that in 15 months. We're in every major store that matters. It's going to light the world on fire.
Well, Dave, hang on a sec.
Now he's gonna hopefully doesn't lose that deal.
I'm not real good with people completely ignoring me. You came out here and you said, believe me, I'm an operator. I bought in it right away. I saw the passion. And at the very end, when I make you the exact offer you're looking for, you throw over a better offer to Mark, I'm out.
The main reason is getting $60,000 for
Don't
a
waste your
strategic
breath on me.
investor.
You're not strategically thinking, my friend. You're hypersensitive to the equity you're losing, and you completely ignore an offer that doesn't cost you anything. Why don't you counter me with a less of a royalty?
Oh, jeez. I forgot. I kind of forgot that Kevin was even in there. I didn't even write down his offer because it was so ridiculous. I mean, look, Kevin's all right with being a bloodsucker. He's not immune to the idea.
I do not want to give up money when I need it the most.
Horrible negotiation. I hope Mark does do what I think he's going to do to you. Screw you.
Mark, if you can get down to my negotiating range, and what's the difference? This is one bottle of wine for you. Don't lose sight of a couple percent here. Let's do this.
Don't lose sight of your opportunity.
Dave, why don't you get on your knees and start groveling?
I'm making a pitch. I'm making an impassioned plea.
And so 2% at the end of the day is not going to make a difference. Now, I'm not sure, it's this season 3, if they still took, ABC would take a small percentage of the company back then. I don't remember if it was in season 3 or if it ended in season 3. I know Mark was really passionate about getting that cut out of the deal. But, early on, ABC did take a cut, like a 2.5%. So you're not giving up 8%, you're giving up 8% plus I think it was 2.5%. To ABC. So it's like, oh, you're really giving up 10.5%, but you get the level of exposure that Shark Tank brings to the table on top of that. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, it's been years since I've watched this pitch. I don't remember if Mark's going to bend here. If I was Mark, I wouldn't bend. In fact, he easily could just go the other way and go up to 10% and kind of push him out. But I think Mark really does get what the market for this is and how big this really could be. And I think that he's not going to want to do that because he doesn't want to push him out the door without being attached to him.
Mark, let's do this.
I understand it's only 2%, especially since it's $60,000. But the flip side is, if we do our job right, that 2% is going to be worth a lot of money, which is why you're fighting for it.
My dad, he packs all the bottles. I'd like to give him a quick phone call, if you guys don't mind, and talk about
I'm not going anywhere.
So,
don't
change anything while I'm gone, okay?
Yeah, that's it.
Mark, I don't understand why he's so caught up on the extra 1 or 2%.
Because he knows what it's going to be worth.
He's greedy.
So Robert came in for 60 at 5%, so exactly what I wanted. But then Mark came in at a little bit higher, basically 60 for 8%, which values the company at $750,000. But I just think that he's a better strategic partner. So I'm going to try to talk him down or something. I tried once, I'm going to try again. But I think he may be the right guy to go with.
Okay, but just remember that price, I think, is extremely low. And you know what? Don't be afraid to walk away from the deal, Dave.
Are you planning on meeting him in the middle or holding steady?
No, I'm going to hold steady.
Then you should be thanking us for all dropping out.
I am.
So, I mean, at that point, look, if he wants to, so just up the dollar figure, again, he came looking for capital to get his stainless steel water bottle going. Up the ante, and like I said, at least then you're putting some more cash into the business's pocket and or your own pocket at that point, or just the mind share of I got extra I got what I came in for on that valuation.
So Dave, you talked to your dad?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Mark, I thought long and hard about it. You're the right guy to partner with in this business. I'm very concerned about equity, as I should be, right? This is my baby. I built it from the ground up.
I understand. I've been there.
Here's what I want to do. Help me a little bit. Can we meet in the middle? 7%. That's a great deal.
What is wrong with you?
Mark, let's meet in the middle. I'm a reasonable guy. 2 lids, 1 dream. Let's do it. Come on, Mark. Come on.
He's greedier than you are.
I have never seen such greed.
Unbelievable.
Mark, I know you're there. It feels so good to say yes. Just say it, man.
What are you going to do, Mr. Cuban?
I look at it the other way around, right? A $1.2 million valuation, 2% of that's $24,000. You're not valuing my contribution. Just bringing it to the Mavericks, you couldn't buy that for $24,000.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sticking to my guns.
Dave, think about it.
Yeah, it's a big.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Oh, my God.
Deal.
Love it.
2 lids, 1 dream.
Great job.
I say too, we're gonna check out their website and see where they're at now, all these years later.
I love him.
I'm a lean, mean, clean bottle machine.
Oh, knock it off.
Oh, it's as corny as can be.
Yes, sir.
I took a huge gamble trying to negotiate with Mark, but I wanted to push him to the end. Every percent of clean bottle means a lot to me, but at the end of the day, I got a great deal.
He did. I mean, I really wish I would like to have seen some extra cash come through to warrant all of it. So here's the top. The Clean Hydration Company. Introducing the Sport 23 is arriving in April 2021. So it looks like they had a bicycle. I guess it's like a bicycle sport bottle. Is it plastic or is it double sealed? Blah blah blah. 20 and 23 ounce. So yeah. So I mean, so they stuck with the dual, two lids design, which is great to see. Pre-order price is $14.39. Ding ding. I think that's a solid deal. I think for a great water bottle that is easier to clean. And being easier to clean enables you to be able to keep it around longer, right? Versus like, this is really dirty, and even no matter, at a certain point, it just isn't going to work. But here's a mug. Does this mug have two ways to, two lids or something to that effect, or is it just double insulated? This is $21.99. So I guess the idea is it's a stainless steel mug that makes it easier to like travel with out in the elements versus having like a regular mug or like one of those coffee big coffee cups. They have custom bottles. Let's see, what do they got for bundles? Oh, what's this? The square. So it's a square water bottle with a square top. Okay, it looks like instead of having a screw top, it has like a locking type of top or a screw mechanism. I don't know, a screw. I don't know, a screw bottom. It has like a locking bottom instead, which is nice. It makes it easier. And like I said, I think when I bought mine, the cross threading problem was not great. Because the plastic scrunches and it just doesn't, or crunches and it doesn't do it. So let's check out their social media. Looks like they haven't posted anything on social media in quite a while as far as Twitter goes. 2019, not good to see. Let's see, Facebook. Maybe Facebook's more their jam. 14,000 people. Ding ding. July 7th, June 11th. So they haven't posted much even here. Oh, that's a great question. Microwavable. 12 weeks ago, somebody asked. Nobody replied. I'd love to see replies. You want to get, engagement. You got to give engagement, right? Here we go. Their followers, 7,700 followers on Instagram. Pretty good looking grid here, but not a whole lot. I always say, like, I love seeing faces, even on their homepage, right? Like, go back to their homepage. I'd rather see some faces. And actually, you see 0 faces there. So something definitely I'd like to see more of is faces. Oh, look, back when running into the weekend, like. So that got 70 likes and 4 comments, which is great. And even in that case, there's people, like, more people, the better, right? Faces. Definitely always go. I feel like a broken record. All about faces. The Clean Hydration Company on this bottle on Amazon. I assume that it's the same. Yeah, I guess it's the same company. Okay, so the Square apparently has 547 reviews. Let's check out that. Not safe. Handful of studies found Triton many BPA plastics leach have estrogenic activity. Well, okay. I would like to see somebody reply to this review because 4 people found it helpful, and there was no rebuttal or question, clap back or anything. Leaky, unfortunately, back in 2018. So it looks like they've had this water bottle for a while. But hey, 4 stars out of 547 reviews is pretty darn good. I do want to see if we go back here. So this water bottle, let's see, the 1 rating is from August 10th. So just like a month ago. Unbiased review. So I think, to me, this is like this almost kind of reminds me of the Lark water bottle design, just without the cap at the top. But for $25 instead of $100, you're getting yourself 2 lids, 1 dream, and 1 rating apparently across Amazon. So yeah, Dave, I'd love to have you come here on the show and give an interview and talk about your Shark Tank experience with everything that's been going on since being on Shark Tank, your experience of working with Mark and all. If you could, Dave, just drop a comment down below like this one. And if you have any business questions, if you have any requests, pitches you'd like me to kind of put towards the top of my list, I have a growing list of requests that I have to get to here. I'd love to have you drop that comment below. And while you're down there, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so we can get this video into the hands of more super entrepreneurs like yourself. And don't be afraid to get subscribed. I think only like 3% of you are subscribed to the channel, and there is way more people watching, returning to the channel than there are people subscribed. So don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next video. Take care.